We're talking about a rare disease, but it's not that rare since the World Health Registry counts about 7,000. In Italy, we have recognized 5,000 with 1.5 million patients who suffer not only from the disease but also from the lack of drugs and protocols, therapeutic ones defined. The market is too small for the big pharmaceutical companies that prefer to direct research towards more profitable sectors. To understand the problems of a patient, we have followed the case of a woman suffering from cysts of the Tarlov.
Difficult to diagnose, difficult to treat. One of the rare diseases that is really little known, even though many are known and codified with a diagnostic and therapeutic protocol, even though subject to changes and updates. Then there are diseases that still aren't even included in the registry of rare diseases, even though not enough is known about their incidence, and those who suffer from them, in addition to going through the same ordeal of visits to no avail, which patients with rare diseases have to undergo, doesn't even have the comfort of financial relief, which can make a difference, especially for those who, due to a pathology, are no longer able to keep their job, a love life, a family. Here's the story of the disease of Tarlov, which can lead to disability when one or more Tarlov cysts act on the nerves that control movement. It's a dilation of the sheaths that cover the nerves along the spinal column and the continuation of the meninges that fill with cerebrospinal fluid. The cysts enlarge over time and compress the nerves. They cause bone damage, neurological damage, very intense headaches, inability to move, and complications to the intestine, the bladder, to list the most common symptoms. I suffer from pain practically since birth, in the sense that I've had intestinal problems since birth. I've had pain sciatica since I was 14, and then I was operated on for appendicitis in '86. Because this sciatica was attributed to an appendicitis, then it turned out it wasn't. The Tarlov cysts were officially diagnosed in 2009. It's a collection of fluid delimited by a thin membrane arachnoid and relatively frequent in about 100 patients who undergo an MRI of the lumbar spine, and it's possible to find 5 to 10. Fortunately, many of these are asymptomatic. About 4/5 are completely asymptomatic, and 1/5 are symptomatic, and it's usually that fifth of cysts that tends to increase in volume. Then here at San Giovanni Bosco, you have treated in a special way these cysts. It's about inserting into the, under CT guidance, obviously into the cyst, a needle of the kind used for lumbar punctures, and through that extracting a certain amount, depending on the size of the cyst, of fluid. The same with the same needle, the same amount of substance, of fibrin glue, is inserted in place of the fluid itself. What you wrote a letter to the Minister of Health and via Turco to ask what? We ask that whoever has this disease and has difficulty, because it should be diagnosed in Italy and can go to Strasbourg for a precise diagnosis. The second is more important thing we ask, that they be established reference centers in Italy for the study of this disease.